Hi, this is section 5.2, which is still part of solving our systems of linear equations. And we are going to work with substitution, one of our methods to solve. And we're going to walk through the steps that are in your handout, but we're going to use this particular problem here. So here's x plus y equals 20. That's equation number 1. And x equals 3y. That's equation number 2. So step 1 in our substitution is to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Here, this is already done for us. The second equation has already solved for x, and it has that x equals 3y. So if x equals 3y in the second equation, I want x to equal 3y in the first equation because I want them to be the same value. So I'm going to substitute the 3y in for the x in the first equation. Now, why do I want to do that? If you look at x plus y equals 20, there's an infinite number of solutions to that. And if you look at x equals 3y, there's an infinite number of solutions for that as well. But I want the one solution that makes them both true. So again, if x equals 3y in the second equation, I want x to equal 3y in the first equation. And I can solve by substituting the 3y for the x in the first equation. Then I get 3y plus y equals 20. Now I can solve for y because it's only one variable. So 3y plus y is 4y, that equals 20. Divide both sides by 4 to get a coefficient of 1, and y equals 5. Now I'm not done because my answer has to be an ordered pair. But now that I know that y equals 5, I can substitute that in to either one of the original equations, number 1 or number 2, and I can find out what my x is. So I've done both here just to show you. So x plus 5 for the y equals 20, subtract 5, and x equals 15. Or if I plugged it in number 2, I'd have x equals 3 times 5 for the y, x equals 15 again. Either way, it doesn't matter which one I plug it in for, okay? I get my ordered pair is 15, 5. And I can plug that into the original equations. 15 plus 5 does equal 20, and 15 does equal 3 times 5. So I know it's true. Let's look at another example. So my original equations for this system are 3x minus 4y equals 10, and y equals x minus 3. Now again, step 1 is to solve for one of the variables in one of the equations. This is already done for me. Equation 2 already solved for y. So I'm going to take x minus 3, and I'm going to substitute that value in for the y in the first equation. Because if y equals x minus 3 in the second, I want it to equal x minus 3 in the first. So now I rewrite the first equation, always use parentheses. So 3x minus 4, and instead of y, I'm going to plug in x minus 3, use parentheses, because as you can see, I'm going to have to distribute that. Finish the equation, equals 10. Now solve. 3x minus 4x plus 12, when I distribute, equals 10. 3x minus 4x is negative 1x, plus 12 equals 10. Isolate my variable, subtract 12 from both sides. Get a coefficient of 1 by dividing both sides by negative 1, and I get x equals 2. Now again, I just have to plug that into one of the original equations. I'm going to choose to plug it in number 2. And y equals, instead of x, I know it's 2 minus 3. Y equals negative 1. So my ordered pair is 2, negative 1. And I can plug that in. 6 plus 4 does equal 10. And negative 1 does equal 2 minus 3. I just plugged those into the original equations and got true statements, so I know they are correct. Next example. I've got 1/3 x minus y equals 2 and x minus 3y equals 6. Those are my original equations. Now, neither one of these have solved for one of the variables for me, so I need to do that. I don't want to solve for x or y in the first equation because it's a little messy. So I'm going to solve for the x in the second equation. By adding 3y to both sides, I have now iced my x. I've got x equals 3y plus 6. I'm going to substitute that in for the x in the first equation, use parentheses, and now solve for y. So I have 1/3 times 3y plus 6 minus y equals 2. 1/3 times 3y is y. 1/3 times 6 is 2 minus y equals 2. Now y minus y is 0, so my variable drops. We've had this before, and I explained that if I get a true statement like I do here, that means I either have infinite number of solutions or all real numbers, depends on the kind of problem I'm working on. Here, if I get a true statement, it means that I have an infinite number of solutions. It also tells me these are the same line, which if I were to go back and solve that first one for x, I would end up with x equals 3y. I'd end up with the same exact line, the same line. That's why there's an infinite number of solutions, okay? That's why the variable dropped, to give me that true statement, infinite number of solutions. If I would have gotten a false statement, then I would know there's no solution. That would have told me that the two lines I was working with were parallel. All right, let's do one more. Our original equation is 6x minus 3y equals 5, and I have x plus 2y equals 0. Again, my first step is to solve for one of the variables in one of the equations. I don't want to do that x or y on the first one because they don't have coefficients of 1 and I'd get fractions. But the second one I like, I'm going to just subtract 2y from both sides, and I've solved for x. X equals negative 2y. I'm going to substitute that negative 2y in for the x in the first equation, and I'm going to get 6 times negative 2y minus 3y equals 5. So negative 12y minus 3y equals 5. Negative 15y equals 5. Get a coefficient of 1 by dividing both sides by negative 15. I get y equals negative 1/3. I plug that into either equation. I could plug it into the top one or to the second one. Doesn't matter, just as long as it's the original one. I went ahead and picked the second one. X plus 2 times negative 1/3 equals 0. X plus negative 2/3 equals 0. Add 2/3 to both sides. X equals 2/3. So my ordered pair, my solution, is 2/3 comma negative 1/3. And I've showed you a quick check here. Remember, we can always check our work when we're solving. We plug it in. So the first equation, that was 6x minus 3y equals 5. When I plug in 2/3 for x and negative 1/3 for y, I get 5 equals 5. So I know it's right. And then the second one, which was x plus 2y equals 0, I plug in 2/3 for x and negative 1/3 for y, and I get 2/3 plus negative 2/3 equals 0, which is also a true statement. So I know that that one is correct as well. So there are 4 full examples of solving using substitution. Use these along with your written notes, your typed notes that you have on how to do substitution to do your homework. Tonight's assignment is 2 through 36 evens only on page 315. See you tomorrow.